Hi, small group leaders. It's Easter already, April 1st, and that's not an April Fool's Day joke. It really is Easter this week. We had thought about, as a church staff, trying to figure out ways that we could play off at April Fool's, but I don't think it's worth playing a joke on a day that is so important to what we do and how we get to teach people about who Jesus is. We're going to do our best this week to try to continue with what we do in small groups all the time. When we have visitors among us, it's a good way for us to introduce to them, first off, what we do, but also to help us build relationships with them, because relationships are the things that build disciples. Relationships are the things that help people understand who Jesus is the first time. Not a big show. Most of the time, it's not a big show. It's a personal relationship that has helped them understand the truths of who Jesus is. So your small group activities, you still have your Would You Rather cards. You may have a totally different group of kids this week. So come in early, enthusiastic to help show this new group of kids who how to play this game and also get to know each other. Then we will move into our large group, and during large group today we will watch a video and talk about Easter. Talk about all of the things that led up to Easter and preparing us to get ready for Easter. Jesus being anointed by oil by Mary, him breaking bread and sharing the cup with the disciples, washing their feet. Then last week we talked about the triumphal entry and Palm Sunday. And today we get to talk about the tomb being empty, how Jesus died on the cross for our sins, because our sins separated us from having a personal relationship with God. All the things that we do wrong made it to where we had to continue to do things to have a relationship with God. When he sent Jesus, all of those things went away. We don't have to have the pig sacrifices anymore. We don't have to have the lamb sacrifices anymore. We don't have to do all of those things so that we have God's attention. We have God's attention now because he sent Jesus in our place. So we will talk about that in large group. And then your small group activity. I am praying for beautiful weather like we have today, and so that every small group can go outside and do a fun scavenger hunt together. In your small group bag, you will have your scavenger hunt cards and a paper bag for each kid. What we want you to do is go on a hunt to find some things, and if you as a small group can decide how you want to do this. If you want each kid to gather those things in their bag, they are welcome to do that. If you want the small group to do it all together, you guys could do that too and bring it back in and tell the Easter story together. You're welcome to do that. If for some reason we have bad weather or just it's not going to work out for every group to go outside, I have prepared for each kid all of the things that they can do to make this activity work anyway. Those will be available for you in the back of the room. We'll talk about it again in a minute, but if you do need those, if that works better for your small group, feel free to come get that for each kid. What I want, though, is for each of those kids to be able to take this home, which is part of the reason I prepared the bag, is so that if each kid doesn't already have their paper bag filled with the things that they can tell the story, I want each kid to take something home so that they can tell the Easter story to their family over and over and over and over and over again, okay? So your mission is to find a rock, 2 sticks, and they can be any size. Small is good. In fact, small is probably better because the big ones will not fit in their bag. Something black, that can be anything. Could be dirt if a kid collects dirt. Just be mindful if somebody's in their really fancy Easter clothes that mom and dad might not love, or dirt all over it. But we're doing kids ministry, so that if that's what gets collected, that's what gets collected. Something red, hopefully you can find some flowers, or maybe because we had our big Easter egg hunt at the church building yesterday, there's something left over in the backyard where you can find something red. Something white, and then something green, and that can be grass. So that should be super easy to find. The harder ones may be the black, red, and white to find. Anyway, and then what I want you to do is I want you to come back to small group and pull out your, you may want to save one of the scavenger. Actually, I'll put this in your folder for you. I'll put one of these in each folder for each small group leader so they have a copy as well. So on the front side of this with the Easter eggs, it tells you what you need to find. On the back side of it, it has the story, the Easter story. And I want you to read this with the kids. Show them how they can do this when they get home. Give them the chance to practice this over and over and over again. In other words, use all of your small group time so that when kids leave us today, they can go home and do this on their own. Okay? You have your memory verse activity. If you get to it, great. If not, I really encourage you to spend more time on this. It's going to take you a little while if you make it outside to do the scavenger hunt, but please, please, please make sure that this sinks in and that they get the whole Easter story out of the day. Pray for them before they go. Help connect with a parent and tell the parents we're so thankful that they trusted us with their kids today. Thank you guys for leading. Happy Easter, and enjoy the rest of the day together as a family.